Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over one of the biggest problems with Fortnite at the moment that's not really getting as much attention from the community as I think it should be. As of right now, the overall pool of weapons in the game is in one of the worst states I've ever seen. When I say that, I'm sure the first two things that'll probably pop into most of your minds is the unvaulting of the drum gun and the vaulting of the pump shotgun. Although these are two of the biggest factors in the problem, it goes so much deeper than that. And I almost feel like because everyone is so focused on those changes that happened a few weeks ago, we're missing some of the more recent changes that continue to make Fortnite's weapon pool worse and worse. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so I want to start this video off with an example of what I mean when I said that a lot of people are missing some of the more subtle changes involving the weapons in Fortnite. Let's go back about 1 week ago and look at the only two weapon changes contained in Fortnite Update 9.10. The first change was a pretty significant reduction to the drop rate of the combat shotgun. This is one of those changes that I just don't understand at all. The combat shotgun is by no means an overpowered weapon by any stretch of the imagination. If anything, it's one of the few weapons left in Fortnite that consistently reward good accuracy. Epic claims that the reason they made this change was because, when compared to other items of similar rarity, the combat shotgun was dropping a bit too frequently. This change will hopefully put it closer in line with other items. The reason why I don't really agree with that is because not only is the combat considerably worse than the pump shotgun was, but after last week's update, it's also more rare than the pump shotgun was. Think about it like this. The odds of finding a pump shotgun in a game a few weeks ago was the odds of finding a green pump, plus the odds of finding a blue pump, plus the odds of finding a purple pump, plus the odds of finding a gold pump. The odds of finding a combat shotgun now are the odds of finding a blue combat, plus the odds of finding a purple combat, plus the odds of finding a gold combat. Because the combat doesn't have that green rarity version like the pump did, it made sense for the blue, purple, and gold versions to be slightly more common than normal weapons of the same rarity. After Update 9.10, I'm hearing stories of people going 3 or 4 games in a row without finding a single combat shotgun until the very end of a match. This random nerf seems to continue Fortnite's trend of doing everything they can to diminish the availability and usability of shotguns in their game. For example, you still get the shotgun delay, which was added about a year ago to stop double pump, even if you're only using one shotgun. If you shoot, then make an edit, and then go to shoot again, you'll have to wait a solid second or so before firing that second shot. Shotguns also still have extra long pullout times compared to the other weapons in the game, which was also done to nerf the double shotgun mechanic, which is no longer even possible in Fortnite. So with all that in mind, let's take a look at the other change contained in Update 9.10, the unvaulting of the semi-auto sniper rifle. Epic's explanation for that change is as follows. Since the thermal rifle and scoped revolver have both recently been vaulted, this week we wanted to bring back an oldie but goodie to round out the medium/long range item lineup. Honest question, were any of you guys that are watching this video excited when you saw that the semi-auto sniper was brought back into Fortnite? I feel like describing that weapon as a quote-unquote oldie but goodie and saying that's part of the reason why you brought it back is almost insulting to some of the other weapons that have been vaulted recently. The re-addition of the semi-auto sniper into Fortnite highlights one of the biggest problems with the current state of weapons in the game, the overpopulation of underused weapon categories. The funny thing about this is, Epic themselves clearly understand that this is a bad thing for Fortnite. In the newest update, Update 9.11, this was Epic's explanation for vaulting the suppressed SMG after adding the new burst SMG into the game. Because of this overlap and not wanting to oversaturate itemization in one area, we've decided to put the suppressed SMG back into the vault. This sounds great in theory, but here's my response to it. We now have a total of either 4 or 5 different sniper rifles in Fortnite, depending on how you technically define a sniper. The 4 surefire snipers are the heavy sniper, the suppressed sniper, the semi-auto sniper, and the hunting rifle. And the debatable 5th option there is the boom bow. It doesn't use normal sniper ammo, and it doesn't have sniper anywhere in its name, but people basically use it as a sniper since it does 100 plus damage per hit, and it's probably most effective at long range anyway. My question when looking at this list is, why in the world do we need 4 or 5 different sniper rifles in Fortnite? First off, a decent amount of Fortnite players almost never even carry a sniper rifle in their inventory. Most players will carry an AR every single game, a shotgun every single game, and an SMG every single game. With the 2 remaining inventory spots, I'll pretty much always prioritize healing and mobility items over any other kind of weapon. And I think that's what the vast majority of other players will do as well. But even for the players out there that use a sniper every single game they play, I think the question still applies. Why do we need 4 or 5 different sniper rifles? When I take a look at the sniper weapon category in Fortnite, I honestly see 1 properly balanced weapon out of 5. I personally think the heavy sniper and the boom bow are maybe the 2 most overpowered weapons in all of Fortnite right now. I saw a really funny description of the boom bow in an online post complaining about it, calling it a silenced RPG sniper that uses shotgun ammo. As crazy as that sounds, there's really a lot of truth to it. This is a weapon that does 100 plus damage per shot even at long range, does splash damage so you can still deal damage even if you miss your shot. It's almost impossible to tell where it's being shot from, it's a great structure destroyer, it shows you the exact trajectory of where your shot is going to go when you're lining it up, and it uses one of the most common types of ammo in the entire game. Then you have the heavy sniper, which isn't as bad as the boom bow in my opinion, but still has its own set of issues. The heavy sniper is a weapon that can one-shot a 150 health player from 200 meters away, even if you only hit them in the toe. Plus, on top of that, it also destroys basically every single structure in the game in one shot. Then, on the flip side, you have snipers which are almost unusably bad. With all the weapons that Fortnite has vaulted over the last few months, I have absolutely no clue how the hunting rifle has survived this long. It's simply been unusably bad for about a year now, and due to its green and blue rarity, it feels way too common, especially from chests at the beginning of games. The semi-auto sniper definitely isn't as bad as the hunting rifle, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm guessing nobody really goes out of their way to use this specific weapon. It's funny because so much of what I just said about snipers can be applied to the pistols in Fortnite as well. I get it, pistols serve the role of being a less powerful and more common weapon option designed for the very beginning of games. But much like snipers, do we really need 5 different pistols? Out of the flintlock, deagle, dual pistol, silence pistol, and normal pistol, how many of these are even usable after the first 2 minutes of a match? Maybe 1 or 2 of them? Much like snipers, almost nobody reserves a special inventory spot for a pistol the same way they do for an AR, shotgun, or SMG. So one thing I want to give Fortnite props for that kinda relates to all this is the fact that they've really limited adding useless or negative items into the game. Back a few months ago, around Season 7 or so, it was ridiculous how many unusable or broken items would get added to the game week after week. I remember like a 3 or 4 week span where we got the boombox one week, then chiller grenades the next week, and then bottle rockets the week after that. In the last month or two, the only items that I can recall being added are the shadow bombs and the reboot van, if you'd even consider that an item at all. And both of those additions are far from useless, and at least in my opinion, they've both had really positive overall impacts on the game. But based on what we've been seeing recently, even though it's no longer an issue with items, the same problem is still happening with weapons. There's no reason why we should have 5 snipers and 5 pistols in the game while only having 2 shotguns. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down the comment section below. My question for this video is, if you guys could vault one weapon in Fortnite, what would it be? I'd personally pick the boom bow or hunting rifle, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.